Oh my God, we're live on the internet. We were talking about eating brains. Have any of you guys ever eaten brains? Has anybody eaten brains?
No. As like actual food? No.
Yeah.
Monkeys.
No.
Brains.
It's like actual food?
Yeah.
As opposed to fake food?
Yeah. There's some probably part of like a
like
production.
exactly in Halloween when they're like, oh, you're eating eyeballs or whatever,
Yeah,
I'm gonna say 2 words.
Cantonese cuisine.
Cuisine.
Not often to be found in
Washington
D.C.
Is that what we were eating?
No. Like, I took an entire lecture on prion disease, aka mad cow. I will never, ever, ever eat brains. It is not to be messed with. Yeah. Don't do it, friends.
Yeah, I definitely don't want mad cow disease, so that'll eliminate.
Remember mad cow disease?
Yeah.
Remember?
Those were the good old days.
No, it's wild. Like that's one of the interesting things of watching The Last of Us is like every week on the podcast we have like this remember it's 2003 thing, and in one of the cold opens, not to spoil too much, Troy, there's like a poster for SARS. It's like, oh my God, yeah, remember SARS? Yeah. Remember how big of a deal that was, and how like we said, oh, this is fine, and then cut to 17 years later when things got really bad.
Yeah.
Little did we know. Little did we know. I again, no spoilers, but we were talking about just before we went live. I am about 15 minutes or 20 minutes into the first episode of The Last of Us, and just my favorite 2003 thing so far is the cell phone. With the cell phone, right? And I was like,
I really gotta hop on the train. I've been
not Dido's white flag in the background, Troy. You're not a Dido fan.
Avril Lavigne's Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man, now I have to watch it.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I want to.
That's what's gonna get you to watch.
Avril Lavigne, 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No. Yeah, Melissa. It's
I'm sorry,
all Avril,
Kevin.
it's all Avril all the time. You're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Nice. Clearly, we've never met before, Kevin. Yes, the Canadian pop singer from the aughts is the thing that will get me on.
All I'm saying is I have met you before, and I know how you've reacted to some of the stuff we watched in October for the Scary podcast.
She's the A in YA. Of course she's going to be here for the Avrils.
Yeah, I mean,
if that really is
there
her.
is a reason I haven't watched The Last of Us yet. I'm working up to it.
Melissa, don't worry about it. I don't think Taylor and I told you, but Avril Lavigne actually scored the entire soundtrack for Willow. So you can go back.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure it was her, right? Yeah, just not.
Yeah,
just not. Yeah, that must have been her.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I already Taylor's already been promised that the Willow Watch is happening. So
I'm contractually obligated to promote Willow. It really was that good, you guys. I was ninja fed brains once by an Italian man when I was overseas walking through a street fair in a small.
Words they don't make sense.
That's what happened. We were walking down the street. I'm like, I'm really cool. I'm 16. I was feeling my.
I'm really cool. I'm
very
16.
Cool, right? And so I'm like, dude, I think the cool Italian guy who was the mayor of this tiny village that we were visiting is walking next to me, and he's got this like street food. We're at like a kind of like street fair festival thing, and he hands me the like thing of street food, and I just give him the like, nah, man, I'm too cool. I'm 16. I'm too cool for your straight street food. And then he picked the piece up and physically like brought it to my face, and I was very appalled, but also when in Rome, you know, so I just like took the thing and ate it. It was like, by the gods, this is very salty and terrible. And then I discovered that I had eaten brains. Yeah, it was ninja fed brains by a strange Italian.
Ninja fed.
Never heard that term before, but I love it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild. Wild.
My favorite somewhat similar story was I was on a high school field trip to Hawaii, and we were walking down the street with my friend's dad, who was our biology teacher. So this like very like heavy set bearded man who was just like, you know, very like typical professor. And yeah.
You right?
And they were just like, this guy walked by us in the opposite direction and just like whispered something that I like didn't hear, but it turned out was like, do you want to buy any drugs? As like without missing a beat, as he walked past us in the opposite direction. And my friend's dad just like turned around and was like, no, thank you, and like yells down the street. We were like, what is happening right now? As we're like 15.
Oh my god. That's hysterical.
Very good.
Yeah.
Vacations get weird sometimes. Yeah, I have a bunch of stories that connect to that, Melissa, but we'll just leave those on the table for now.
Yeah, maybe
Let's go from food chat to vacation chat.
Oh gosh. Anyway, Troy, you will enjoy The Last of Us. I very crazily watched episode 3 like an hour ago. It was like, oh my god, I have to be live on the internet.
Oh no.
I
You have to, like,
compose
compose
myself.
yourself.
No spoilers.
No.
No spoilers.
No spoilers at all.
Spoilers.
I'll just say this, Mike. That was a very
Yeah.
good podcast.
Thank
that
you.
did.
No, I felt very, very good about it. Felt very cathartic, and Grace was fantastic. I feel bad because like Grace hasn't been on these past videos, so I feel like I'm the one being like, check out this thing that Grace and I are doing, as if she's some sort of ghost that just is occasionally
Basically,
stops
there's a lot
by.
of ghosts in space. Yeah, we've run into a couple. It's
Yeah.
okay. She'll be
That's
back
true.
one of these days.
We killed quite a few.
Yeah, indeed we have. The great trial of ghosts. Anybody eat anything fun and exciting this week other than brains that we should actually talk about, or no, we're good? Yeah.
Not really. I mean, yeah. I feel like my cooking this week has been a little less. Oh, I went to an omakase place 2 nights ago. That was dope.
I
had a
saw
really good
that.
time with that. Yeah, I got to post. I had it on my stories. I'm probably gonna post the actual pictures into my feed. So follow me at the Mahadman to see all my food stuffs.
You should go do that. I don't even know what that is. To be honest.
Omakase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so when you go to a sushi restaurant or sushi bar, it's essentially the style where you don't know what you're going to be getting necessarily, and they
cool.
just like
Okay.
serve you like a series of
Ah,
stuff. You go
the
into like the
Thing of Nightmares
hardcore
menu.
ones. Oh, it's so great! I love it.
I know. I
Um,
was watching this and I was like, Kevin and I eat very different types of sushi.
Love it. I eat all types of sushi, but the omakase style is like traditional sushi usually too, where it's like just the cuts of fish with the rice and like they'll put some like seasoning or something on top of it. But it's really great. And some of the times you go to places and they get like real weird. Nothing crazy out of the blue on this one, but everything was extremely delicious. So we had a really, really good time. I want to go to more now that like I'm in New York again. I want to go to more like sushi restaurants like that and like just different places.
Because there's no good sushi on the West Coast.
No. What I mean is because like I had it for 2 years, right? Like my last 2 years
that's
on the
what you're
West
saying,
Coast,
yeah.
I was in lockdown, and right before lockdown, my wife and I had like sat down. We made this like extensive list of places in Los Angeles that are like highly rated and really great, and we were like, we're gonna start doing this. And so we went to like 4 or 5 restaurants, and then like boom, lockdown, and we're like, and then we never got to really do that. So we're like, we need to do that here. Like we can't wait 2 years or something because you never know. So
Yeah.
You get some really specific variation, like East Coast, West Coast, in terms of seafood too, right? I don't know. I worked in wholesale seafood for a long time, and like there was so much very specific stuff that we would get shipped out from the West Coast, and like the Boston stuff. Like, you know, you get really good cold water stuff out of the Atlantic. I don't know. There's some specificity there for sure.
Great,
Troy,
love it.
No,
I
no
was
raw
gonna
fish
make
for
a
me,
Paula
please.
Cole I don't want to wait joke, but the moment passed. The moment passed.
No, we're all about Admiral on this podcast, Troy.
Lightning
Yeah.
flowed
Memo.
through Dawson's
Don't
Creek
make things
in
so
and out.
complicated.
He doesn't want to wait. So should we not
Is this
wait?
the time where I mentioned that I have D&D to session with Avril Lavigne as the big bad?
Yes,
Yep.
you should.
I fought Avril Lavigne. It was great.
She was a goth.
Yes.
She was a goth. It's so good, really. Every time you say it, it cracks me up. Aberration Levine.
Aberration Levine.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, Troy ran a session with a ton of Canadian references for a bunch of
Oh,
Canadians
that
and
one,
did
okay.
an incredible job.
I
I
was
was
gonna
like,
say,
"Are
was
you
it a bunch
sure
of
you want to do
Canadians
this,
in that
Troy?" Like,
Yeah,
it was
there was a small town called Alanis Rock, and they said, "Welcome to the Rock" when you get
Yes,
there.
I mean Melissa probably just
Yes.
melted into the floor when she saw that.
Oh yeah,
well, especially
I was
once
like,
the death ray
so
came out of
excited.
Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, then I
Exactly.
just melted to the floor. No, it was so good. I was like, Troy, are you sure?
Are you
You
se-
know what you're doing?
Am I sneaky
you up to
Canadian?
snuff for this? Yeah, and we had Marissa, our like honorary Canadian as well, and otherwise the whole cast was Canadian. It was perfect.
There was a magical toque. It just like it all made sense.
Oh.
Her minions were skater boys. It was really
It's
lovely.
really very good. I love
It
that we've
was.
evolved to the place that the players in a D&D game are a cast now too. Really, it makes me happy. It's like a consistent thing that I see a lot of like us PSR D&D nerds, and like it cracks me up every time. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was even aside from the entire sport that you created of turtling, like curling, but with turtles. That was an
Yeah.
entirely separate session. A lot of Canadian D&D love happening over there.
Yeah, we
Both
did
separate
do a little bit of bandy though. We had some ice hockey with a ball, and then the ball turned out to be a gazer that popped up and attacked them. So,
Yeah.
we tried to get all of the winter sports in there. I've yet to run a session based on biathlon though, so we'll see when the time
Ooh.
comes.
When the
I think
Winter
someone
Olympics
needs to run
comes
that
around
for
next
you.
year.
Mm-hmm. Boy, are the Winter Olympics going to
Or
come around
no,
next year?
I kept
I
thinking they're
hope
only
not.
there every 2 years.
feel
No,
like
it's 2026.
I was gonna say, I feel like I'm like a little Olympic out, and let me tell
Yeah,
you, this is
Troy's
someone
not
who-
recovered for another Winter
Wow.
Olympics.
Yeah, huge Olympic fan to be Olympic out. Give the man some years. He needs some
We
time.
had 3 Olympics in the course of 18 months. It just is a little
Very
too much.
true, yeah.
It's a lot of
much.
Olympics. It is. I do remember your delightful biathlete costume for Halloween, so we know that
Yes.
you love
That's
biathlon.
right.
Oh my
It's
god.
really good
yes.
stuff. I'm ready.
Now, next
for it.
Olympics is Paris 2024. It's going to be hot.
The weather?
Ah.
Weather or you?
Both. But the weather
Is it-
and
is
the
it
city.
hot couture?
I just look. I know. Rich is ready to like start, but I just will say, if you are ready for breakdancing to be an Olympic sport, then you are ready for Paris 2024.
Whoa.
Wow, they're really first
Yeah.
skateboarding last time, now breakdancing.
Yep, and surfing.
Ooh, surfing's cool though.
So
Surfing's
so
cool
now
sport.
they've just
wanna
been
learn
like,
how to
okay,
surf
now that
so
we're 30 years removed from the 90s, now let's do the things that were popular
Yeah,
back
that
then.
was popular then. Yeah.
Get all that cool 90s
Yeah.
stuff in here. Yeah.
Surfing is high on my like to-do list as a human being. I want to surf so bad.
Millennials,
Surfing?
I thought you were gonna
millennials
say
need to watch the
breakdance, and I was like, "Ooh, okay.
No, I don't know.
Taylor,
I want to see Taylor Crump. Do it right now.
What?
Yeah.
I don't even know what
Crump.
that means.
Oh, you do. You feel it in your body.
Oh my gosh.
Are we dancing?
Somebody
now?
didn't watch. Somebody didn't watch. So you think you can dance? Come on.
Yeah,
No.
come on.
Come on.
I was gonna say, so you think you can dance RIP Twitch or
Hmm.
the community building where Troy and not community building, that's not the name of the show. Community.
Community.
Where Troy and Abed are like, am I crumping? Am I
Yeah.
crumping? And they're like just kind of flailing. And it's like, yeah, you kind of are actually.
That's fantastic. I just was imagining a community building episode that was just Troy dancing for an hour. And I was like, I don't know how
Yeah.
we translate
Wow.
that to
I mean,
a
Community is a
podcast,
very experimental show. They may have taken it a
True.
bridge too far with just one man dancing for an hour as a podcast.
Oh gosh. So Dungeons and Dragons, that's a thing that we do on Tuesday
Do
nights
it.
after we talk about food. We're gonna bounce a little bit earlier today. Melissa's gonna roll out and we're pretty cool anyway. But so is there any like homework or bookkeeping, housekeeping, anything we should go over? It's been a second since you were here, Troy, but any like questions just off the top that we need to clear up?
How much chaos did the rest of us cause? A lot.
Yeah, we yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
Oops.
we did a lot. We did a lot of bad. I mean, we attempted to do some
Well,
good, and that good
yeah.
turned out to be bad.
Well,
Let me put it
emotional.
this way:
Bad is a
like,
strong
how
word.
much of this did the professor witness? Is really my question.
Not much. Yep, not much.
Oh,
No, it
great.
was all pretty much a hey, we went out drinking one night and then got led down a different path that went down this entire calamitous route.
We're fine. Everything's fine.
Naya's every night.
Yeah.
I went out
I feel like
drinking
the
and then led
professor
down
is
a
like-
path.
I feel like the professor is like the stepdad who like wakes up the next day and is like, "What have you all done?" Like,
What
I'm not.
did you do?
Yeah, I'm not upset. I'm just disappointed.
We're just sneaking back onto the ship. Don't wake daddy style. Just-
Yeah.
Oh my god! Please don't call me daddy.
And so, where last we left our heroes, the group of you having returned to Homeworld, where you've spent the past few months making improvements on your ship, gathering your resources and your wits, resting, recovering, and reuniting with old friends and new. The group of you, with a night of mandatory drinking instituted by the captain herself and her bestie in terms of mandatory good times, the group of you sat around a table, met by one Brazzoli Chaos Brewer who brought his namesake Chaos Brew. And as the mead flowed, you spoke of dreams, A.D.A.M lamenting his inability to dream his own little dreams, but his enjoyment in reading these journals, Brazzoli Chaos Brewer revealing the enigma figure in his dreams standing in the oceans. And as it were, the group of you spotted old Ben, the weathered kobold, your friend, associate, and non-player character who has joined you on your adventures through space. He was somewhat shadily skulking off away from the palace compound where you all have been staying. And so you decided to follow him, making your way down to the nearby pond. You found old Ben sitting on a dock, not dock, with his feet dangling off the edge, at which point a froghemoth emerged from the lake. The group of you leaping to attack. Lux shot first. Naya disintegrated the beast with the power of their smite from the magical sword Einreeve. And as the froghemoth's body turned to dust, fell upon the surface of the water, you encountered the druid D, informing all of you that in fact the froghemoth's name was Frederick, and that he served a vital role here in the pond, preventing the influx of alligators and predating on the local population of gargantua moths. Quite upset and besides himself at the death of Frederick, he revealed that he had been speaking with old Ben about reincarnating the soul of Ben's old lover, trapped in the ring that he has been wearing over these last 80 years. And before such a ritual could take place, gargantua moths attacked. The presence of Frederick, much missed, an enormous behemoth of a moth descended from the sky, showering you all in dust and radiant light, to which you all bore your arms again, cutting down this beast, managing to destroy it before it teleported away to wreak havoc elsewhere on the planet that is a turtle. And so as we pick back up tonight, the Druid D, having performed the magic of reincarnation, restoring old Ben's lover to a new body, in that of a Lightfoot halfling, whom immediately called Ben to account for the decades that he has been unheard, ignored, and forgotten, while Ben went on with his life, going so far as to change the very name of the boy that he was when he loved Busha Greenbottom. D the Druid, taking Busha with him, said that he would do his best to take care of this newly returned kobold trapped in a halfling's body, and the group of you consoling your poor, sad, heartbroken friend, old Ben, make your way back to the palace for the evening.
It was really fun watching Troy's face the entire ride.
A real roller coaster.
It was a very shocking turn of events at the restoration of Busha Greenbottom. I'm sorry, Greenstock. So,
Greenbottom.
I think that as the camera opens tonight, Doc, you found yourself, after killing poor Frederick, very agitated due to all of the combat and the chaos brew in your internal system. So you made your way back to the palace to do as you were. Professor, you've been studying diligently over these past days. I don't know if there's anything that you all want to accomplish before we dive right in. If there's anything that has been like sitting on the docket for you all before we get moving.
How long has it been since we last?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, like, are you talking to the two of them specifically, or are you talking to?
I'm talking to the two of them specifically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't know if there was anything Doc or the professor particularly want to accomplish before the camera opens.
Not overnight. I am curious if anyone has any idea how much gold we have, because at some point I might want to scribe some spells, but certainly not in the state that Doc was in at the end of that night. So
I'll tell you 200 gold less, that's for sure.
You did have to get 1,000 to the
Well, yeah,
druid.
we also definitely owe the druid 1,000.
Oh yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Oh, was it 1,000 we owe him? I thought it was 200.
yeah,
Ooh,
I was
okay.
gonna say
1,000.
reincarnation
No.
is not
reincarnation
200 gold.
What is gold? I don't know.
Yeah.
we have
What?
our,
How much is reincarnation worth? $1?
Yeah, what could it be,
So
Michael?
much money.
It's one
We have
reincarnation.
We have so much money. It's in our loot list in the items. So much money.
So
Okay.
I guess with that, I think that the camera opens the morning after the events of this very long night, the return of Busha, the death of Frederick, the introduction of the Druid D. And I think that as the camera opens, we find ourselves in the sunlit morning on the land of Homeworld at Yavanna's compound, her estate as it was, this kind of sprawling manor, this palatial estate high on the hills just above Harbor Town. And yeah, as we like take in the sight of the breakfast table, I presume that you guys are all there because you guys always enjoy a good breakfast together. It's the best way to start your day.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, I think Lux is kind of hanging over a plate of various breakfast foods with a weak hand on a glass of like orange juice and just looks absolutely exhausted and clearly very hungover.
I think Nira rolls
Doc
a
sits
slight
down
win.
across from you, quite chipper, with a glass. Hey, Lux, how's it going?
Good. Yeah, how are you?
You know, here are the dogs, so doing pretty great.
Great. Yep.
Yeah,
Long
You
night, long night.
yeah, you should make that into a mimosa. Much better.
I don't know I wonder what Chaos Brewed orange juice would taste like.
I think it would be great.
Yeah?
We should do that now.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
So Lux,
Rizzoli!
do you just start screaming for Brizzoli at the breakfast table?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, and so I think that as the camera like pans to the breakfast buffet where we see the mohawk-haired dwarf shoveling scrambled eggs onto a pewter plate, I think that he like winces a little bit at like the screaming, his head like turning back to take in the sight of the crew beginning to muster at the breakfast table, and I think that he's just like, "What?"
Sorry. Do you have Chaos Brew on you right now?
I brought a lot of cases of the stuff. Have you drank your way through it already?
No, I just don't have any on me at this particular moment.
Well, you're drinking it for breakfast? Is that, aren't you the pilot?
Is it? We're not. I don't think we're. I'm fine. I'm fine. Does it taste
Are we
good with
going
orange
somewhere
juice?
today?
No, it does not taste good with orange juice. I've spent centuries perfecting this recipe across my family, handed down from me father's father to me father, and you're mixing it with orange juice.
I didn't actually mix it with orange juice. I just wanted to try. You're telling me after all these generations, you've only had one single variety of Chaos Brew and nothing else?
No, I'm telling you that we've been modifying and extracting, twisting, and changing it to get it as good as it is now. Brazzoli's Chaos Brew is better than me father's Chaos Brew
Right.
by at least 10 times.
Okay, well then what would you suggest that we mix with it?
Absolutely nothing. Are you mad, girl? You cannot be mixing the Chaos Brew. This is
I mean, first you say we can't have it for breakfast. Second, you say we can't mix it with orange juice. Like, I'm starting
we
to think you
doing?
don't want us to drink the stuff.
all right. I mean, you certainly can have a breakfast. I just don't know what your procedures are. I can't be having these soldiers in me. But I think it's at this point that Reginald, as you're like making your way out to the breakfast area, past the breakfast bar, I think you hear the booming voice of Brazoli Casper, indignant at the suggestion that anybody would use mixers with his finely distilled honey mead, as it were. But he is, in fact, like removing a flask from his belt that he's offering over to Doc. Like, I guess you can keep the flask. I've got a bunch of them.
Good morning. What sort of disruption is Lux causing you this morning?
I didn't do anything.
I think she's
Doc
going to
is
try
very
to put
quietly
catnip on
pouring
the eggs.
drinks before.
What'd you say?
I think Doc
is like making. Yeah, Doc is just quietly making drinks. While Lux like hopefully like makes combo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's up, Professor? How'd you sleep?
Oh, I slept wonderfully. It's been quite a while since I've been able to sleep and just enjoy knowing that we are safe and that we're not going to get into any sort of trouble.
You don't feel safe on the Dragonfly?
Also, I wouldn't be so sure about the trouble part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, never mind.
Is there something you'd like to tell me?
No.
You know, I'd much rather not know.
Yeah, I figured. Well, you can save it for later. It's fine.
Good morning, sir. It's a delight to see you.
Yeah. Good morning. Dreams? Any good dreams? I mean,
Forgot about this plot point.
Yup.
How could you forget? Oh.
Well.
I think Lux is like chuckling into her cup.
Yeah. Oh, I think Doc and Lux are like not keeping chill about this.
No, not at all.
They're like very obviously like popcorning, being like, "What is?" Yeah.
I slept wonderfully and had many lovely thoughts. Yes.
What kind of lovely thoughts, Professor?
Well, I was thinking about the open fields of Cassandri and the many places that one has. Yes?
There is something that I can tell you, okay?
no, don't.
No, not that, Priscilla.
Oh, good morning. I think he just said that's it. And he turns and starts like walking away with the plate of eggs.
Is it something I said?
Yes.
Well done.
Incredible.
Professor, we have to go to Cassandri because we need to get a new froghemoth to live in the pond.
Oh.
Yeah. We misplaced the last one.
Yep.
You must go to Cassandri, which I'm more than willing and capable. It would be quite lovely to go there, but to get a what? A frog?
Big frog.
Really big frog.
Huge.
Yeah.
Well, there are the giant frogs of the Alyono band, but those are quite difficult to capture, and let alone transport. Sort of removing them from their native environment is strictly forbidden, for at least it was when I was a child. Those are great protectors. They are defenders of an environment from various invasive species. And
that's the problem. There was sort of one here, and like we said, we kind of misplaced it, and now we need another one because there's gargantua moths, and they're really kind of a terror.
How does one misplace a large amphibious creature?
Great
you hear
question.
A booming voice from Naya as the sword Einreeve said.
And
The
now
sword
Kevin comes
master.
in.
Yeah, the swordmaster disintegrated it. It was
Einreeve.
no true dragon, but its blood ran cold, and they leapt, surging through the air, drawing the power of the gods through me very blade. smiting it into obliteration.
Say no more. Say no
Naya,
more.
can you do anything about this?
I would say also like this is happening as Naya's like walking in, looking also extremely disheveled. Just like, yeah, hang on, I'm Reeve. Shut up. Naya sits down, like, hello, morning.
Good morning.
It is very dead, though.
That much is
I'm
true.
Reeve.
Disintegrated.
Stop blowing up our spot like that.
Yeah, it's not cool. You're supposed to be a part of the team.
Yeah, what is going on?
I am part of the team.
Of
Yeah,
course.
Well, yes, and my role is to increase the reputation and the heroism of
No.
the sword master.
No,
We keep things to ourselves.
Speaking of the team, where's
Adam?
Or have you misplaced Adam?
We haven't misplaced Adam. Don't
We
be
did not
sassy,
kill Adam.
Except when he
And I
fell into the
think
lake, we misplaced him briefly then.
At that moment, everyone hears a very succinct bump from the middle of the table, which then causes everyone to probably at least couple crane their necks down.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking down.
In which Adam has to sort of like, you find that he's sort of like at half-mast in a manner of speaking, and that he has kind of receded into his armor for the mandatory 6-hour rest period that auto gnomes are mandated for, rather than sleeping. And he has now sort of woken up in a manner of speaking, but as a result,
He's fully erect, people.
we're getting there. Chubby at most, but he is rubbing his head in an effort. He doesn't feel any pain, but thinks that's what people do, and so he's trying to simulate some sort of behavior. Good morning, Papa. Good morning, friends. Did they tell you about how we killed the frog Hemoth yesterday?
God damn
Yes,
it, Adam!
Learned of this. Is this some sort of post-casino bender experience that I'm witnessing here?
What were all of those words that you just said?
I got casino and bender.
Casino? Bender? Was this not
No,
a
we were
common
just
term?
drinking and we went to the pond with Ben.
Yeah, and then a thing attacked us and we fought back. It turned out it was kind of important. Whatever.
Technically didn't attack
Oh,
us.
like the octopus on that one island.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh, so
We
we,
do
all
have a
like
long
it. We like
history of
killing
killing
protector
important
animals. Okay,
We
I
don't
make
like
note of
it.
that.
No, that's bad. It's a
That's
mistake.
bad.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Yeah,
mistake.
Do not
we did a
kill
bad
protector.
thing
You
yesterday.
did a bad.
Well,
Unless
I
they're
wonder how
dragons.
peanut butter yogurt is.
Well, I attempted to make you all breakfast last night, but I realized I do not know how to cook. So I figured I'd try my best. I started a fire underneath the table and put eggs in it. Here you are. And he gestures to just beneath him, which is just a pile of ash-covered eggs.
I mean, Naya tries
Kind of
it.
Nice.
Yeah, let's try anything once, really.
Yeah, Naya definitely tries it. How does it taste?
I'm not
Burnt.
sure.
Is this a roll? What is the roll here?
Make a wisdom roll for me. here.
Wisdom.
I think, yeah.
Wisdom
I think-
saving? Where are we at on this? Oh,
I don't think he gets a proficiency bonus. Yeah, I think
No.
it's just a straight wisdom check.
Where he just started a fire and put an egg in its shell, fully formed, just in a fire for hours at a time.
I mean, maybe it's
Lyra
maybe it's hard boiled now.
Yeah, my hard boil it.
Might well be roasted
Usually
eggs.
water is involved for a boiling process.
Yeah,
You know?
Hard
Bla-
cooked egg, hard fired
blackened
egg.
eggs. Yeah, traditional Cajun
Wow.
kind of meal.
The
Yeah.
egg is forged in fire. What can you do?
Wow.
Well, what are we to do now?
Get a new frog. Also,
You should check on
Oh.
Ben.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
old Ben suffered quite the heartbreak when he was denied when his true love was brought back to life. It was a ghastly sight.
Oh, yeah,
So
by the
okay,
way.
all right. Yeah. So, you know how Ben had that ring that had
Yes.
like the soul of his lover in it. Well, we actually added
You
an
misplaced the ring.
No. Listen to me.
Only.
Get to the point faster, please.
I'm-
I've not had sufficient.
it's pretty
tea.
rich coming from you.
Yeah, I was gonna say Reggie. Jeepers. Okay. Anyway, so we fought a gargantuan moth, and then D was gonna reincarnate. They had a dead body. Pulled a dead body right out of his bag. It was really wild. and then reincarnated, and Busha came back as a halfling and totally ripped Ben to pieces.
My goodness. Have we attempted some sort of resurrection?
No, not like mentally and emotionally. It was very,
yes.
very sad.
Emotional damage, not physical or psychic.
Yes, I know I've experienced
That's the worst kind of damage I've been told.
Often be worse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Tough to recover from.
So yeah, Busha's with D. Busha's with D
healing
and
words
Ben
are
is...
not sufficient.
Oh, and also we have been informed that there are doppelgangers here posing as allies.
Oh yeah, that's the whole thing.
Oh,
we
yeah,
probably
I
should have
forgot
started
about
with.
that.
Oh, we were supposed to talk to D about that. I don't think we
And
really
yet,
talked to
what
him
on
about that.
earth could cause you to forget?
We had a lot going on, Reggie. Where were you?
I was studying and learning a new spell, which I shall demonstrate now. And he like flicks his wrist and then just prances around the room at a slightly faster rate than normal as he casts Long Strider upon himself.
Yeah.
Ha! Papa can walk faster now.
Yeah.
We will not nearly need to wait for him anymore.
I mean, I've been able to do that this whole time. I could have saved you trouble.
Yeah, I can kind of just like bounce anywhere I want. So
I think it's pretty cool.
I mean, it's cool, but like,
What
you know,
about-
you don't have to be a show off the first thing in the morning.
I'm sensing some energy in the room, and perchance this is a good moment to just chill.
Adam extends an egg out.
Black and tank cracks like running down the edges of the shell. I think we see like the whites of the egg surging out of where it's kind of like broken a little bit as he's
Did you do that wisdom throw?
May I offer you a egg at these
what's the
trying
roll,
times?
Mike?
Yeah, what's the
Yeah.
roll on the...
Oh, am I doing it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Make a
We're all
wisdom
waiting to
roll,
find out.
Adam. Yeah.
A 10.
10.
It was an advantage. It was a natural 20.
They're very crunchy, you know, they taste like soot a little bit, I think. Yeah.
Like soot.
With deep appreciation and respect, Adam, I cannot accept this wonderful offer.
That's fine. I was practicing to put it on the menu for me being the cook on the ship. And I think
Well,
I passed the
Ben's-
audition.
Ben's got to teach you how to make. We're big into the charcuterie boards.
Shark.
We love
Okay, I will
cheese.
catch some shark and I will cut them up for you.
We have previously
Reggie
put
and
shark on the charcuterie board.
Reggie, how do you say it properly?
Shark cuttery? Is that right? I think that's what...
That's better than the other option.
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Playing D&T with Mike Bloom is like stepping around landmine.
Yeah.
Do it. Pull off the
Oh,
band-aid.
there's the pit. Let's not step into it. Oh Lord, channel the professor, channel the Reg. Here we go. Anyway,
Oh man, sorry, this
Yeah.
isn't the one that you get to play your himbo.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Aw, dang.
Yeah.
Well, one does love a good cheese board.
No, that's not how you say it, Reggie. You gotta
What?
say it right.
Can't do it now.
You broke him.
Lux,
guys
do not give my
broke-
papa stage fright.
What? Reggie doesn't get stage fright. Come on, Reg.
Of course not. I've not had that.
It's like
sort of
charcuterie or something like that.
Oh, goodness, that was certainly an attempt. It is simply referred to as charcuterie.
There was no rolling R's in there, and I'm really shocked.
Well,
Yeah, that was
it is not a
A
word
bit
that
underwhelming.
to ban. So what would I say? Charcuterie? No, I'd sound
Yes,
like
yes.
some sort of
Yes.
corsair or something.
What's a corsair?
Uh,
What's that?
Who all is drinking? Can I just double check who's drinking here? Chaos Brew
This is
in the morning?
First hour of Dragonfly.
Yeah.
Who all
Good
is
stuff.
drinking?
Let me have
The
Doc and
changelings,
Lux
obviously.
make some constitution saving
Oh
throws.
no.
Oh.
As you guys are talking about
Saving
stage-
throws, you're in my aura.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. there you go.
Oh, and that's not gonna matter.
That did not help.
Oh,
Doc's doing great. Lux, not so much.
Caught you hard, Lux. The chaos.
I mean, this makes sense though, right? Considering how much Lux is needling the professor, like, does sound like very aggressive, belligerent drunk talk.
100%.
Lux is feeling her libations. I think as you all are like talking about stage fright, you hear the voice coming to you from behind the breakfast buffet as Ivana is kind of approaching. Like, stage fright? No, it's not stage fright. I'm generally rather good in front of a crowd. It's more organizational that I'm concerned with about everything. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Do you know there are doppelgangers?
Yeah, by the way.
I mean, they're changelings, I thought.
No. Different.
Other ones. Oh, we should come up with a code word so that you know that it's us and we know that it's you. To be fair, if we don't know that it's you right now and you don't know that it's us right now, this whole system falls apart. But if we had like a code word, you would know.
Tell us something only you would know.
I think she like turns looking at him. I think that she says, I'm not certain that's going to work exactly. If I would have
Wait, I've got it.
Wait, Lux, if you could tell us first, and then we could determine whether it was sufficient to work.
Hey, quick question, Rich. Have we had long night's rest?
Yes, you would have had a long rest since
yesterday.
Naya is very disheveled and not, I would say, half their usual selves, and just literally rolls their eyes and just goes, and their eyes flash blue as Zone of Truth is cast around us.
Oh,
whoa!
All of us?
Holy crap!
What are we rolling? See if we can still live. It's on all of us.
Yeah.
Is it wisdom? Charisma? Intelligence?
Or is it just like an auto succeed insight check?
Yeah. If you have to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay, it is charisma. Great.
You sharing your aura with us, Naya?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna flash it.
DC, I believe, is 15. No, 16.
Damn, I can't even flash of genius that. I will flash of genius Lux. Lux can lie.
Yes. Even though Lux is super drunk right now, probably not gonna matter.
No, but I had a really good idea though. Reg, can I say my idea, please?
Well,
you stopped me.
I stopped you because I wanted to hear what Ivana would say.
Yeah, Ivana has to roll as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, make the dragon roll a saving throw.
Charisma
saving throw?
Yeah.
You got it. No problem. 17.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was that a nat 1 for 16? Is the other
Yes,
option?
that's correct. Yeah, I rolled actually a 2.
One modifier.
Yeah, she rolled a 2 for a 17.
Incredible.
Oh my god.
And I think that she, as the magic takes effect, and Adam has asked her this thing, tell me something that only you know. I think that she's like, well, there are a number of things, but I think she glances over towards the table that Brazzoli Chaos Brewer, the dwarf, and like a handful of the other dwarfs from the gauntlet are at. But I think that she says, well, I saw some of the dreams of our dwarven compatriots, and I believe that their leader may have a little bit of a crush on one of you. I'm certain none of you know that.
I mean, we definitely know that.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, wait. We definitely
we do?
Lux is the only one who can lie, so.
I think that she's like, wait, you really all know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
he doesn't.
People talk.
As Naya points to Reggie.
Well, I mean, I suppose also tell you that.
Wait. Can I ask a question?
I mean, I suppose I was trying to answer the first, but let's move on.
Well, I just really want to ask this question. I can't hold it anymore. What's your dragon name?
I'm not telling you that.
What? That would be such a good thing to tell us.
Yeah, she actually can
Statistically
still,
said
can still
she
lie.
wouldn't do that. Oh.
I think she says, true names are very powerful. As she looks to the professor and is like, I should not reveal more than I have, but suffice to say that it is very close to my name. Yavanna is as true of a name as I shall have.
That's very close to your name.
That is
Shavana?
actually true.
Bavana,
No, I don't
Fofana.
like Shavana.
Oh, yeah. Is your name Truvana?
No,
If we were to guess your name, would you tell us?
I mean, yes, sure, of course.
I wish I had lying.
Noted.
Okay. What
Truvana.
Where?
Triana. Lulana.
question? How did you approach me to be on the Dragonfly crew?
Struvana.
Is this a test? Are we testing? Well,
Yeah.
are we supposed to be quiet? We're being quiet too. Well,
Yeah, super quiet.
I
You
recruited
want an
your-
egg, by the way?
Yes.
And he extends his hand.
She takes the whole egg like, this is unique.
I'm sorry if it reminds you of your charred young.
Oh my word, that was terribly graphic. I think she says she puts the egg down on the table. I was authentically going to try the egg, but now
Yeah,
you
just
were-
Adam, real quick, don't mention people's like burnt children.
well, I was going to say, unfortunately, after your uncle died, your friend here came to me and I had recruited her, and she told me that you were the best that there is at what you do.
right. So it was a trick question, right? You didn't approach me. Lux brought me, so now we know it's really you, and you know it's
You
really
already
me
know
because
it's really
I knew it
me
was a trick
because
question.
I
So
don't
now
actually.
we
I
can
bet-
have the code word charcuterie, and now you know we're not doppelgangers, and we know you're not a doppelganger. There's
you
all
have-
like a
you-
method to
but-
madness.
But you have to roll your R when you say charcuterie, because if you say it wrong, then we'll know it's not you.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
See, it does not make any sense to
Wait,
roll.
You
What
sound
if
like
you
you're
roll-
drowning.
What if you roll the other R?
Yeah, the
Charcuterie.
I can't. I'm not.
No, not the first one, just the second one.
This
This
is the
is-
second one. Charcuterie.
Ooh,
Yeah.
see,
Human-
like that was good.
Human is not my first body personage, and it's taken
mean-
a great deal of time for me to learn to articulate so resonantly in this form. I don't even remember why I came here, except that
That happens
I
to
was
people
gonna
a lot
actually
around
ask
us.
that. Why did you come over? You're just saying being nice to come say
I
hello.
do remember why I came here. I
Oh.
brought you gifts, but you just distracted me.
Gifts. We just started with that.
The doppelgangers, though, it seemed like that was a matter of some concern.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
pretty important.
Lemon, Lululemon. What's his name?
Yeah, Lululemon came to talk to me.
Dr. Lenalaman?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one.
I thought I was the one who was supposed to be bad at this.
Wait, no, isn't it lemon?
It's Lemon Loaf. Dr. Lemon Loaf came to talk to me. And he was really bitter.
You'll
about
have to
something.
forgive my friends. They appear to be
Do-
deeply inebriated despite the early hour.
Yes, things have gotten very, very drunk rather persistently since the dwarves arrived.
Presents.
Oh yeah, you said presents.
Is that the code word? Oh no, it's charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
No, the other one.
The other one.
Charcuterie.
Right.
Right, right.
Perhaps we
Well-
should pick a word that could be pronounced by all of the party.
No.
Brazzoli! I think that she calls to the other table. That's
Oh,
not.
that's a good word.
No, that's.
Brazzoli.
You know you don't do that to like every R, right, Lux? It's only
It's
sometimes.
really fun.
Okay.
Are you mocking the professor, or are you imitating him out of a form of flattery? Is that?
A
It's
little bit of both.
absolutely a little a column A, little a column B.
Yeah, it's definitely both.
That's very reasonable.
Much like the
Brazzoli.
beverage, it is a mixture of the two.
And so
You know I
think
love you, Professor. You're the best.
Yavanna, like calling to the leader of the
She
dwarven
could be lying about that
mercenaries.
for the record.
As his chair slides out and he starts walking over, and she turns, like looking back to the lot of you, and it's like, your associate actually crafted something for you all, and I asked, and I think as he comes walking over, she says, I wanted to present our friends with what you had created. It actually was quite inspiring for me. He gave me one of my own, despite our never having met. And when I saw the fabrication, I was drawn to imbue them with more useful capabilities. But I thought that it most appropriate that he were here when I present them to you. But for all of you, and I think that she like reaches down in the kind of the folds of her robe, and she pulls out this small sort of velvet bag, opening it up and pulling out these small orbs. They're each about like 2 inches in diameter, and they appear to have been carved from bone or ivory or something of that nature. They are this kind of smooth, polished white stone that have been carved in this very kind of delicate sort of filigree with the shape of a dragonfly on them. And I think Brazzoli is like, when things get a bit stressful, I tend to find that the knife work, the carving, it helps me tamp down my anxieties. And you all really, you made a difference for me and for my people. And I thought this as a small token, but your lady here, well, she requested that I hand them over to her. She said that she would put a little bit of her magics into them. And I think that she's like, I think will serve you. Hopefully as reminders of those of us who are rooting for you. But also, should dire straits arrive, they have some, well, greater capabilities imbued within them.
Such as?
Whoa.
They will facilitate you all to communicate with each other. I know that there's a great deal of separation with you. There are times where some of you have to remain with the ship while others are pursuing missions, and this should at least help with that to some degree in terms of your coordination and communication. You can activate them. They are imbued with the magic of dreams, really. Should the most dire of straits come, I would hate to see it happen, but you can break them to release their strength in a more focused manner of conjuration. They can
Does this mean I can dream? I'm able to dream now?
I've been wondering about that, but perhaps you can.
So I can have a dream like Brazzoli sinking in the sand.
And I think Professor, you see like Brazzoli is like turning bright red. He's like looking at you, his head kind of shaking, the mohawk kind of like wobbling on the top of his head. Like, no need to be discussing my dreams there. It's fine. That's fine. That's all right.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Brazzoli.
Yeah?
Yeah. Say something.
I think they can all still hear us.
That's fine. Don't worry about them. Listen. Just listen to me. You gotta shoot your shot, man. You only got one life.
Dun, 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 dun.
Seize everything you've ever wanted.
I'm going to go now. Back to my table with the dwarves.
Just think about it, Brazzoli.
It's been very nice morning drinking with all of you.
Did he roll a charisma check?
No.
Incredible.
My man, brother.
What is happening?
What
have we done? What have we done? Chaos.
Well, now he has to say if the morning was nice for real.
Yeah, has it been a nice morning, Brazzoli?
I think as he's like, it's been a very awkward and uncomfortable morning as you all are pushing me to reveal my affection for the professor, which is not, I dreamed of you, but in not entirely an uncomfortable way, and I am perhaps for the first time in my life deeply enamored with, why am I saying these things? I hold my liquor better than this.
This is too good to stop.
The
I
chaos
feel very
brew, man.
uncomfortable,
It'll get ya.
and despite my overt machismo and bravado leading an army of militant dwarves, I am entirely out of sorts and going to leave now. I don't know why I'm explaining all of this, but I suppose now it's all too late. Thank you.
You're the best, Brazzoli. Thanks for the spheres.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So, Reg, what do you think about all that?
Morning, Rich.
Who also failed his charisma check.
I think as Brazzoli makes it back to the table, like some 20, 30 feet on the other side of the kind of patio that you all are sitting out on, we see the form of the dwarf S-Man Rockbelly, like, that's a great job, Captain. I'm so proud of you. They told me to do the same thing, and I did, and I was rejected, and my heart was shattered into 1,000 pieces, but I still think it was the right choice, and I'm really proud of you, sir.
Oh.
Reg.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think about what Brazzoli just said?
Well, it's certainly a lot to imbibe this early in the morning.
Hmm.
Then you should imbibe.
Yeah.
Doc hands over a drink.
It's pretty good.
Yes, I think I shall. And I think he kicks back the drink.
Fun time.
Okay. Reg tilting back the chaos brew. Yeah. I think that as Yvonne is kind of lingering here with
Taylor, get your mind out of the gutter, because I've already got a monopoly on it, and both of us can't live here, okay?
Only one gutter. It's a small gutter.
I mean,
There's
should we
not room
discuss
for the both of us.
the gag reflexes of the Giff-Q?
Oh God.
Oh no.
We really don't have to. We really, really don't have to.
And when I've made Mike Bloom make that face, I've gone too far.
Gag reflex and a cube go about together as well as
I did say
Chaos Brew and Lux.
Giff-Q,
Gift
not you.
Oh, the Giff-Q. Yes.
This is not some Scanlan Cube situation here, okay?
Giff-Q like the letter Q.
oh Q, not
Yeah.
cube. Okay.
Things make much more sense. Although I love the notion that in
amazing.
Adam's brain, he keeps hearing Giff-Q.
Cube.
Cube.
He's
That
trying
makes
to
so
know
Giff-Q.
how they're made of cubes.
He's just gonna keep
Giff-Cube.
staring at the thing that was given to him, trying to figure out, not computing whether or not it's a cube. He's just become entirely fixated on this thing, this paradoxical geometrical statement.
As you all are sitting here with Yavanna, I think that she's just I am very grateful for the time that we've all been able to spend here these past weeks. This doppelganger issue, where did this arise? How is it that we are praised?
Well, shortly after we killed the frog hemoth that resided in the lake.
Oh.
Oh no, we're gonna fix it. Don't worry about it. Don't
Yeah,
even.
we're
Don't
gonna
even
get
worry
another
about
one.
it. Yep.
We
We talked
really
to
have a lot of
D.
faith in us as your ambassadors throughout space from all these interactions that we've had here. recently.
Yes, do. Yes.
But we were told by one of the devout that there were doppelgangers amongst the many visitors to the conclave, and that we should be keeping our eyes out. And
Well,
not-
before the she told us anything, I sensed them in the crowd on the streets.
And
I don't think
you just
That's
didn't
accurate.
think
Although
to
she
mention
could
it.
be
And
lying.
Yeah, she could have been lying.
I mean, it is accurate, but it was one of those oh, that's weird. Maybe they're supposed to be here. I'm not so sure. And then it was oh, no, they're probably not supposed to be here.
Yeah, we were gonna take care of it, but family first.
the
Then.
way you took care of the frog hemoth?
Hey now.
Yeah, probably along those same
Wow.
lines.
Doc,
Would you all indulge me for just a moment?
Of course.
Yes, he hands him an egg.
Brazzoli, will you please come back here?
And I think Aspan's like slapping him on the back, and he's like, "Get off of me!" As he like gets up from his chair and starts kind of like walking back towards the table.
Yes, thank you for responding to my request.
Of course.
Yes. Naya, you're still engaged in making things on the up and up, yes?
Oh, very much so. Although we only have probably a few minutes left at this point.
But it's more than sufficient. I need not more. You know I should not finish that sentence. Brazzoli, first and foremost, I must ask you an important question. Are you in fact Brazzoli Chaos Brewer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And why is it that you came to Homeworld to see us?
Well, that's a bit of a long story, but the fight...
We have about 3 minutes at most.
The fight on Cerelia is at a bit of a standstill. The Sahagwin armies have retreated into the northern regions of the world and the cold waters. And so as it was, I had an opportunity to leave the front for a short window. And so when your associate, Ristran there, was looking for an escort to make his way, we had a small ship that could make the journey, and I felt it was incumbent upon me to come and see you again. I mean, to represent my people here, which was really just an excuse so I could come and see you again. I don't know why I keep... What is happening here?
That'd be my fault. I'd apologize, but this is actually incredible.
Well, what do you know about it anyway? Do you not know the pain of heartbreak, boy? Of a love that you'll never have? Of being held in a position of responsibility that demands more from you than you're sometimes willing to give?
No.
Not really. I hope never to, though. So if that's any consolation.
Have you, Reggie?
Ooh.
Yes. Yes, I have. Which I think is perhaps why I should let you know that it now does not feel the appropriate time to enter any sort of relationship or dalliance of any type. We simply have too many things that we must keep focused upon and direct our attentions to. And though I am incredibly honored to be a target of affection from time to time.
Oh, are you now?
Yes. Well, yes. It does make one feel good to be desired in a way. To be in a position that one cannot return that is... well, it would not be fair.
No, I understand. I have my own responsibilities and obligations. There's a lot of souls dependent on me, and I really had no intention of revealing any of this. I just wanted to have a look at your pretty face. Oh my God, I need to get out of here. I don't understand. I'll wish you all well in your endeavors.
At least that was truthful.
I've never really been this forthright before, but also maybe never been left with this kind of feeling.
Well, perhaps with time.
I
Always
Perhaps-
take your shot. Listen, you guys, all this responsibility is all well and good, but just remember that, you never know what tomorrow's going to look like,
And I think it's at this exact moment that we hear the voice. Yeah, that's right. You never know what tomorrow's gonna hold. You might be reunited with your ancient long-lost love, only to have your heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. But sure, take your shot. Yeah, what could go wrong?
Oh no, not old bitter Ben.
I think Ben comes like walking up to the table. He grabs the scorched egg that Ivana sat down and just like kicks it back like as he then like grabs the flask of chaos brew, like takes a quick slug, like oh, that stuff really. Whoo! It doesn't go so well with those burned eggshells. Anyway, morning, Professor. He slaps you on the shoulder.
Oh no!
Good morning.
How's everybody feeling? Good? When are we getting back to space anyway?
That is a fantastic question.
Of kicking these rocks around over here, and I'm about ready to go. Nothing important for me here to resolve.
I mean, we've got a whole meeting we've got to go to first, Ben.
Yes, we must find Dopplers.
The gangers. Doppelgangers.
Oh, I thought I'd give them a cute nickname.
Oh,
What
yeah.
do?
Yeah, that I get. That makes sense.
I have bet more.
I think we generally reserve that for people we like.
Oh, do we not like them?
No.
Probably
We haven't
not.
met them yet.
Exactly. Who knows? I mean, we have a pretty bad record of breaking people's hearts, so are we the good people after all?
Do we have a record of breaking people's hearts?
Right now, I've been seeing. Right now, I'm 2 for 2 right now in the conversations I've been seeing the past day.
I mean, we're not. Hearts are being.
Yeah, are we
broken.
doing it? Is it our fault?
We're sort of bad facilitators of hearts.
Oh.
It's an overrated portion of the anatomy anyway. I'm gonna take a bit of a stroll.
You should take like a nice bath, Ben. Like a hot bath.
Yes.
Some
I
breakfast.
don't think so. I came from a water planet, and I've seen my fair share enough of hot baths. I would like a big basin of warm sand to be perfectly
I was gonna say you could
honest
take
with
a
you.
sand bath.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got any
fair.
sand, lady? I think it's like looking at Ben like,
Wait, hold on, Rich. I just want to check where in the script is "Got any sand, lady"? How long did you toil over that phrase?
This was the story point it was all built to.
Got any sand, lady?
We said we have to leave early tonight, so we're gonna just throw everything at the wall.
I think Ivana's like, well, they're doppelgangers, right? Dopplers.
Dopplers.
It's a cute name. It's a cute name. I may try to make something run with that. Well, I am now subsequently rather alarmed, and I'm sure that we'll be able to resolve their presence. I know that it came up, but wanted to discuss with you. The delegation from Cassandre have sent word that they are unable to attend. There is apparently some great fracas around an archaeological dig there that has demanded the attention of their leadership, and they are not able to dedicate the resources of their leading personnel to make the journey. I thought that that might be of some interest to you, particularly, Professor. Redalia and I have been in discussion. She has, well, a better plan than I do for what's coming. Well, I'm not sure. I just wanted to take all of your temperatures and see if there's anything else that you need or want or that I should be doing for you.
I'm at a nice 100.7 at constant times. Thank you for asking.
Well, that's rather remarkable precision that you actually have there. Okay, great.
I'm able to tell the temperature of anything at any point in time.
Wait, that
Oh,
sounds really hot
really?
in terms of temperature.
Well, I have no organs.
Unless you're using some sort of truly bizarre temperature system that I really can't imagine being the standard measure for heat.
Yeah, do not all use
in
Liwees
space.
as their it's 100.7 Liwees. The standard unit of measurement that we use aboard my vessel. It refers to all forms of height, weight, length,
Liwees.
How many Grandals are in a Liwee?
Do not mock my culture.
Well, so should we? I mean, I think we're all doing pretty fine, personally. But I don't know. I mean, more of us, some than others. What was?
I also wanted to let you know, actually, the Peregrine is due for arrival today.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously?
Oh shit, guys! My parents are coming.
Maybe.
Oh
we
my
should sober up.
god. That's exciting.
Wait, when are they supposed to come in?
Doc is just gonna grab coffee for Lux.
I think that she's like, I don't have a specific time or itinerary per se. I just know that they said that we should expect their arrival sometime today.
Oh, that's
Also, she
awesome.
reaches over and casts Lesser Restoration on Lux.
I was just gonna say I could actually just do that without using
That's
a spell
nice.
slot, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Lux, the drunkenness washing away from your body as Doc shoves a cup of coffee over towards you. And I think that you guys all see Ben kind of like striding off, his fingers like hooked in his belt as he kind of like walks away. Yeah, and I think Ivana is just like, well, I mean, I don't know if there is anything at all that I can be doing for you. Please do let me know. I know Reya has been busy these past days. She's talking to a great number of people about Clancy, handing out the pamphlets. I've given her new ink and paper for the trip, but yeah, anything else at all, please do let me know.
Is she running around with the little blue guy?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe referred to as
Bud.
Winger.
Bud.
Yes, it's rather remarkable that you have found a Schwinga out there. I've heard stories of Schwinga before, but I've never actually seen one in person.
Wait, is the plural also Schwinga or is it Schwingai?
No, it's Schwinga. They are
Oh.
Schwinga as
I would have
individuals.
guessed it was Schwingay.
Schwinga says was tried, and I believe bounced off. Schwingoos, no.
Schwingies?
Ooh, Schwingy.
No,
What
Schwingies
about
are
Schwingods?
unrelated species, actually.
Schwingen.
No, that was a
Schwingies?
man that I knew 100 years ago.
Oh, is
He
that
was-
your real name?
Schwingen?
Yeah,
No.
is your name Schwingen?
Oh.
No.
Giovanna
Have you
Schwing-
dropped your real name in casual conversation at any time?
Yes,
since we started
absolutely.
talking this morning?
Really?
No, not since we started talking this
Oh,
morning. I
Okay.
mean,
Oh.
lifetime conversation in duration. I mean, we've spoken a lot. It's strange how little of it I
Have
feel
we?
like I remember.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Well, we have dallied quite a bit this morning, and I believe that we have before us no less than 3 things in order to solve. 1, returning a great froghemoth to the ponds of the great.
Well, we have to go to Cassandra for that, so I feel like that can be kind of in
Ooh.
the.
That's
So
Maybe
what
that's
appears
like the
to be
last thing
some
we
sort
do.
of-
We
Yeah.
do some-
Well,
do that.
I mean, this is in no particular order. 2
Mm-hmm.
is protect Cassandra from whatever is attacking it.
The
or
Aarakocra
preventing it.
occupation.
Yes, what? Yes, exactly.
Ivana
And
was telling us about it when we first got here, right? Remember that conversation?
I have absolutely no memory.
They've
of it.
hired
I've been slightly
mercenaries and
distracted
they've-
these past few days.
Well, it
Yeah.
was months ago. Yes, and the Aarakocra actually are a native species, indigenous people to Cassandra, as it were. They have well, it's complicated.
Oh, yes, suffice it to say, the relation between the Giff-Q and other species is deeply complicated, but one of immense trust and respect until it breaks down terribly. But that's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
time. And then the third most important thing, which appears to be most immediate, is to meet Lux's parents and to make a good
Oh, I thought you were going to
impression.
say the doppelgangers, but yeah, it is totally.
Oh,
my
yes,
parents.
of that, of course. Unless, of course, those are one and the same, in which case, I apologize.
Ooh.
I mean, in a sense.
Hey, changelings aren't doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I was not making that assertion. Simply that any new person we meet on this planet could very well be a doppelganger without
Well,
us
I
knowing.
can make sure. Remember, Lux does the thing.
Shaku.
Are you
Aware of
okay? Did
this.
you eat too many eggs?
Primeval awareness.
You use primeval awareness. Drop it in the chat for me again.
Yep.
You can sense all these things within like miles, right? Is that the deal?
Drop it in the chat.
Within 1 mile, yeah.
Yeah, so you sense a dragon. You don't sense aberrations. You don't sense a celestial. You sense elementals. You sense no fiends nor undead, but yes to aberrations.
Yep. Okay.
No undead. Yeah.
Let's think about that for a second. Yeah, there's stuff nearby.
What do you suppose we do? Just go around and interrogate everyone who happens to be in this meeting to see if we can snip out the Doppler?
Well, if I walk around pinging, we could probably find him.
Oh, what if we posted ourselves up as a security team and they had to pass through us to get inside?
That would be probably kind of fun.
It appears as though that would take a long time, and I was hoping to make tonight an early night.
Did we agree that this man is likely one of them? Says Ivana as she points, and you all see the sight of like a small gnome kind of like walking up into the breakfast area, kind of looking around. And you turn, and sure enough, you recognize him, Doc, as you're the one person that's met this individual of Dr. Lemon Lenalaman.
Lemon loaf. Yeah, this guy's probably it.
Lemon.
And so I think that Ivana like stands from the table and points towards him and is like, good doctor, would you join us? And I think
for the record, you know that spell's down right now, right?
That's all right. Don't worry. I've got a plan.
Also, then turning to either one of the people here, who is this person? Who is this doctor?
This guy, I ran into him he was like hanging around by my old place. He'd met my uncle. I don't know. It felt fishy. He was like asking all about the Dragonfly and like wanted to like come on a tour of it. And I kind of said no. But I think I kind of said maybe. I don't know.
And so as he comes striding up, I think that he's like, morning. Well met. I'm Dr. Lenalaman. I'm associate of Doc's. Nice to see you again. Good morning.
Are we associates because we met one time? Is that how that works? I guess so.
Sure.
Kinda.
Thought that we had a bit of a professional admiration or respect. I mean, admiration might be a bit of a strong word, but interest at least.
Yeah. Can you say your name real slow?
My name is Dr. Lemon Lenalaman.
Lemon.
Do you have a nickname we can call you by? Can we call you Lanny?
I believe a name which could suffice would be LL.
Well, remember that in space you can have whatever name you want, guys. We should probably call him by the name he picked.
Is that the name you want?
It's at this point that Ivana says, how many names do you have, Doctor? And I think that he tilts his head a little bit towards you and is like,
great question.
More than a few, yes. I suppose you all could just call me Evox.
Evox?
I get the impression that you all invited me over here with a little more information than I might have assumed.
What happened to your accent?
My accent? It was very specifically associated with this doctor, Lemon Lenalaman.
It's really impressive that you learned to say that so fast, honestly.
Well,
I'm going to ask you a question, and you're under absolutely no obligation to answer precisely in an accurate and honest way, but I would deeply appreciate it if you did. Are you any sort of doppelganger?
Yes, I am.
We found it!
Yvonne is like, yes, we did.
This seems way easier and simpler than I thought it was going to be. Do we get a prize of some sort for doing this?
Why? Did you think that we were here to infiltrate your planet and kill you all, take your personalities or identities as enemies, perhaps?
Well,
I
the
didn't think
fact you
anything
brought the
that
idea up
extreme,
means
but-
it must have crossed your mind at some point.
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking that extreme, but like that's
that was
a
like
lot.
a very specific example.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a specific example that I bring up because it's effectively what happened to our people centuries in the past and why we are, in fact, a disparate population of what amount to refugees with no home or protection anywhere. The nation of the shifting sands is, well, we're everywhere out there. I'd imagine that you've met some of us already, whether you realize it or not. I mean, I don't say it with any offense or hostility, but the two of you are our people.
Yeah, I mean-
your whole species comes from our efforts to respond to what happened.
No, that's
It's kind of a weird way to put that.
yeah.
I know. I don't
um,
mean to devalue your worth as individuals or that of your peoples for that matter, but the changelings were conscious, willfully brought into existence.
You're also like welcome here in Homeworld. I mean, I don't know.
Am I? I mean,
Yeah.
that's the nature of my expedition here, to be frank.
I mean, me and my parents have been working really hard at that, actually.
Your parents, who are they?
Just people.
I don't really feel comfortable telling you my parents' names if I'm being totally honest.
You mean Tam and Faye of the Peregrine? As though
Yeah,
I
see,
didn't-
why would you ask me if you already know? That's really creepy and weird. We were having an honest discussion.
And you have revealed the truth to me, which is that you do not trust me enough to convey such
I
information.
wouldn't trust anybody who just asked me who my parents are randomly. That's weird. It has nothing to do with who
Dude.
you are. It has everything to do with that you're a stranger.
Yes,
And-
to be fair to Lux, the way you are encountering us and slipping in information that you know is very creepy and weird.
Well, I don't know
And-
anything about you. You're new.
I am, yes. My name is Adam. I would say nice to meet you, but we are no longer in the zone of truth, so I can lie and say nice to meet you.
I think Yvonne is like, don't worry about it. There's nothing really to be concerned with there. He's a very good cook. I'm curious as
Would you
to
like
why-
an egg?
No, thank you, though.
Make Adam.
Half a dozen. They call that an Adam's dozen.
Yep, they do.
I think Dr. Lynn Alleman says, listen, I'll just be very
I don't
candid."
even think you could call him that anymore. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Evox.
Evox?
Evox says, listen, this is not my first time here, and I am here with some of my associates. We have spent the better part of the last 12 years masquerading as a ship that was destroyed. This is not uncommon for us. It's not something we're proud of, but quite frankly, it's the only way we've found to persevere, to belong somewhere.
Why are you speaking with us now?
I came here with 21 of my compatriots. The Bluebell is not, in fact, a caravel, but one of our own designs, and I had hoped for a number of things in my arrival here. Foremost, to perhaps find out what your uncle was working on once upon a time. But perhaps more importantly, to ask for a seat in whatever this council is that you all are establishing. We hear rumors out there, whispers from every corner of every planet that there is And we have heard that there is some great constellation to be called, a gathering of like minds to establish some new governance here. And I want to know if there is a place for my people in it.
I think Lux sort of like looks around like, of course.
There should
Right?
be.
Well, I think Adam would look to Ivana to see how she reacts to this.
And I think that she's like looking over the rest of you and is like, my great hope in establishing this, all of this, is to create a place where people could live better lives. I am put off by the nature of what you describe, but if you bring no hostility here, no evil, no violence, then I see not why we would not give you a seat, at least to hear what we mean to propose. And I think you all see her like looking back, kind of past like the breakfast bar, where you see the like shadowed form of the elf Redalia, the part of the Blossoms, who's like watching this whole conversation play out as she's kind of like standing back closer to the building. And so an element is just like the shifting thread, the Doppelganger's nation. We are mistrusted, maligned, and for some good reason. The work that we have taken, the jobs that we have performed, the roles that we have played in these past centuries have been to our strengths, and that is to mislead and misrepresent. I'm speaking to you candidly here because, well, I thought it might be the only way to get through and convey that there is more to us than what we do, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, everyone appreciate the honesty. It's the best way to get to this crew, I think.
With that, though, my uncle wasn't working on anything. He was just a mechanic. You know, Tam and Faye brought him stuff, but I don't know. Whatever you're looking for, you're not going to find it.
How did he die?
It's a really personal question, and I really think it's quite rude of you to ask.
I don't mean to tell you about your own family, and I apologize if I've raised your ire, but he was working on something. He had a breakthrough. He discovered something that changed things. There was a reason that he was holed up on this quiet little place, this unlisted world in the corner of the galaxy. I don't mean to tell you that your uncle lied to you, but there was more to his work than I think you might realize.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Perhaps. And I think that Ivana's like kind of looking over the table at all of you like, perhaps we should speak. I would like to hear more of what you have to say. And frankly, I would like to know who the rest of you are, if that's a reasonable request. This ship that went missing, as much as you're willing to tell me, at least. And I think he just kind of like nods to her like, that's fair. I'm happy to discuss it. And I think she like kind of looks over the rest of you like, I'm going to attend to this. If there's anything you all need, you know where to find me. Doctor, sir. And I think that he kind of like shrugs towards her as he gets up from the table, looking back at the lot of you. And I think his eyes linger on you, Doc. And he's like, I'm sorry. Your uncle was stubborn.
I didn't know what that's about.
Well, he was a remarkable man, and I just merely wish to know if whatever he discovered can help my people.
Sorry.
And I think that with that, he and Yavanna kind of turn striding back towards the building where Radali is leading up against the, and she kind of like steps out greeting them, and you watch as the three of them make their way into the hallways of the palace.
Sorry, side quick note. I think before Evox left, I think Naya would have stopped him and just said, I'm sorry about you and your people and what you've been through and how you've been treated. It's a, let's just say familiar type of story. Good
and
luck.
I think as he's like standing there, like kind of looking back to you, Naya, his head like droops a little bit as he looks to the ground, and he says, in truth, the hardest part of all of it is, well, to wonder how much of it we brought upon ourselves. Thank you, though. Your words won't be forgotten.
Adam will take the Chaos Brew that was taken away from Lux and put it in front of Doc. Just
Oh, Adam, you're picking up some good social cues, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Doc pushes it aside. We gotta go see Tam and Faye.
And I think as Doc says this, the camera like pitching up away from the kind of patio as we see the kind of like blue sky of the later morning now as the hours have kind of waxed on while you all sit with your breakfast and your Chaos Brew. And we catch sight of the small ship kind of beginning to descend into the skyline, the small dot like growing larger, sails extended. It is nowhere near as ornate nor metallic as the Dragonfly is. It is structured in a much more traditional kind of sailing ship caravel style with this long kind of like pointed front prow and these huge kind of sail wings that extend off the edges, making it almost a bit like a bird.
Almost like a peregrine of some sort? A peregrine falcon?
And so, yeah, I think that the camera like kind of lingering as we watch it descend. I don't know if there's anything you all want to talk about in between now. Otherwise, we can like go down to the shipyard.
I think that Lux would like kind of look to Doc like, was he, your uncle wasn't working on anything?
No, he wasn't. I would have known.
Okay. I mean, I didn't know about what my parents were doing for a while. Do you want to see if they know something?
Fine. It's pointless.
I'm sorry that he was so forward about it. I know you don't like to talk about that stuff.
I mean, there was no one else. It was, if he didn't tell me, he didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
So if I don't know it, it doesn't exist. He wasn't working on it.
It's true. All right, well, forget about that stinky old doctor. Let's go see Mom and Dad.
I
did
think
so
that
bad.
we see like Waffle on Doc's shoulder, like give you the head bump if I'm allowed. Is that like?
Oh,
Yeah.
buddy.
As the pair of you are walking down the compound of like Ivana's kind of palace up high on the hill, you're following these kind of footpaths and stairs winding down, these sort of streams rolling over the hills around you. There's this enormous kind of lake that the town itself is built on, harbor town as it were. And as you guys come like striding down, I think that you see like right on the edge of town, you're watching as the Shrike, the Peregrine, like lowering itself down is like moved down into the kind of like a landing area over at the port. But as you all are just entering town, I think you see this circle of like a group of people, humans, kind of half elves, some halflings amongst them, and they're all like cheering they're all like looking down over something and they're cheering. And I think you see an exchange of like coins happening. And somebody's like, son of a bitch, I've never seen somebody shoot like this before. Can you even believe it? He's going to clean them all out.
I mean, Naya's already moving towards that. Just
Lux is bolting towards the dog. Yeah, Lux is not walking at all.
Lux, you like take off running. You catch up to like Naya, who's already steps out in front. And I think the pair of you, Naya and Lux, like shouldering your way into the circle.
Naya's also like clapping and cheering. No idea what they're clapping and cheering at, but it's like
Lux isn't walking into this crowd. She's just teleporting to the middle of it.
You just teleport into the middle of the circle.
Are they that's gonna be a that's gonna be a welcome.
Are you about to get shot?
Make a dexterity saving throw, Lux.
Yeah.
Not into. Oh, God damn it! All right.
Hi, Mom and Dad. Sorry, I'm here.
I said it.
You said it. You said it.
Middle of the circle. I just mean like 17.
Okay, that's not bad.
Naya, you're walking. Lux like starts running, and suddenly, like, you guys all watch her like disappear as you reappear, Lux. And all of a sudden, you hear people while Naya, you're like shouting and clapping, and I think people are turning, looking at you, like cheering, and kind of like catching up contagious with you. And then suddenly, we hear this like collective groan from the crowd of like, "Oh, what's the oh!" As Lux, you appear in the middle of the circle, and you just manage to catch your balance. As your feet start like rolling out from underneath you, and you hear like yelling and shouting and cursing. I think, what's your armor class, Lux?
Oh my God. What is my armor class? 17.
Yeah. So a burrito goes flying past the side of your head, like bacon and eggs just cartwheeling out of it as somebody throws their breakfast towards you. And you hear this like shouting from down below as this voice is like, I was going to clean up these dirtbags. Come on, Lux. What are you even doing over here? And you realize old Ben is like down on his knees, along with what looked like a group of like 7 or 8 year old children. And he's got a stack of copper coins in front of him. And you are standing on what is an amassment of marbles all over the floor. This like kind of string in a circle around it in bed. And I think that one of these kids, you look and you see this like rosy cheeked, like kind of curly haired little like 8-year-old girl. Like, we're starting this one over again, old man. You need to give us our coins back. This is a do-over. Do-over. Do-over.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm looking for my mom and dad. Mom, Dad!
I'm not your mom, lady.
I know you're not my mom. I'm trying to
Lux, is this your mother? So nice to meet you. I'm Adam.
Hi.
No.
A little girl gets up. You're made of metal.
And you are not.
No. Do you want to play marbles? This old kobold is stealing all our money.
I would love to play marbles. I think I made friends.
Okay.
Doing great, Adam.
That's not my mom, though.
All right, listen, Lux's mom. I'll give you back the copper from that round, but I'm not taking it easy on you just because she screwed all this up. Give me back that marble, kid. I think like Ben like yanking a marble away from one of the other boys. That was mine too. All right, let's start over. Lux, get out of the way.
Ben, are you extorting children for their copper?
No, I'm competing with them. It's not my fault that they're weak and bad at this game.
Ben, we have so much money.
Also, they're children.
Yeah, they are. I think you hear, Doc. And this old crotchety bastard is kicking their asses all over the place. I've never seen somebody shoot marbles like this before.
Who said that?
Have fun.
It's me. My name is Dennis. Nice to meet you, great person.
Hello, Dennis.
You turn and you look at this guy. He's got a bit of a scar on the side of his face. Ooh. This like buzzed kind of black hair as he like reaches down to shake your hand. You're one of them space explorers, huh?
Oh, yeah. Very much so. We just came here to... I've lost track of time, but that happens. We've been here for a while. It's been very fun.
You want to meet my parents? Ben, you want to meet my parents?
No.
Why not?
Probably just gonna break your heart anyway. I think he says, he's like, come on, kid. He starts shooting marbles down into the field.
You know what? Process your emotions however you need to, Ben. We love you. Just make good choices.
I will.
No, you're not right now, but it's okay.
You little hooligans are gonna be crying yourselves to sleep when I'm done with you tonight. Ha ha! Round! And I think that with that, you hear the sound of like a marble clattering across stone. Watch this, Adam. It's all in the thumb.
Oh, I think I have those. Okay. Oh, may I stay and play marbles with old Ben and your mother?
It's not my mom. Don't you guys want to meet my real parents? Their ship is so cool. Didn't you see it?
Rich, I'm so mad at you for what you've done to this sweet old
Yeah.
Listen, he's in a downslide.
Yeah.
And it's Rich's fault.
It's not my fault. Listen, Ben's his own man. I'm just here trying to portray the role, you know?
Yeah, but you played the other NPC that broke his heart, so it's all your fault.
I'm not bad. I'm just written that way.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's what his character would do, Melissa.
Oh, there it is. I hate that phrase.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, I'm going to see my mom and dad. You're all welcome
They're
to
really
come.
cool. Let's go.
I do want to see your mom and dad, but I also want to see Ben beat these kids at marbles.
Come on.
You gonna be okay over here, Ben? Mostly.
Oh, yeah. I was made for this.
God, I hope not.
And,
All right. Niall will go traipse it off to go meet Lux's parents.
Would you like me to stay and make sure that old Ben does not beat up the children?
That would probably be a real good idea. Just don't
Wait,
hurt
no,
anyone
Adam. You
yourself,
want to meet
Adam.
my parents.
Yeah,
Ben,
Adam,
you
let's
want to meet
go.
my parents.
He's not
Don't
gonna
worry.
beat up the children.
I would
That's fine.
never beat up the children. We're just going to hurt their pride and their wallets, my friend.
Ben.
I've heard that
Ben!
emotional wounds are worse than physical wounds.
Ben, I want you to meet my parents.
Right now?
Come on.
Listen,
They'll-
I'm old, but I'm going
they'll
to
love
make it at least
you.
another day. I'm not leaving.
They'll love you, Ben, please.
All right, kid. And I think he turns back around. He puts his back to you, Lux, as he leans over to you. It's all in the thumb, and he grabs this marble. This is my lucky one. I brought it all the way from Huaroto. I actually bought it from a drunk at Hagwood once. But it's a long story. As he leans down and get ready to weep, kid. And he shoots the marble at the one set there by Lux's mom, who's not her mom. Lux, as you're like watching your friends kind of around you, you hear the sounds coming from like town of like people calling and kind of clattering of wagon wheels being brought to the ship to help like remove all the cargo, as it were.
Yeah, Lux is booking it.
Okay. Who's going with Lux? Everybody else except Adam?
Yeah, I'll
Is
join
Adam
Lux.
coming?
Everybody has to come meet my parents.
All right, Adam feels, I think, more scared of facing Lux's wrath than the genuine interest that he got in being invited to participate in a social activity. But the peer pressure outweighs that, so he will dutifully follow.
Adam, for the first time, has friends everywhere that want to hang out with them.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
So as you like kind of follow Lux,
Wait.
you make-
First, he is going to stop the girl and say, "I would like to play marbles later. May I have your name?"
Yeah, of course. My name's Emily.
Hello, Emily. I'm Adam. Do you dream?
Of course it is.
Yeah, I had a great dream last night about that my mom got me a dog. She says that I can't have a dog because my brother lost the last one and they think that maybe Frederick ate it. But then I anyway had a dream that it was a nice white fluffy dog.
Well, I have good news for you about Frederick, but we'll
Nope.
talk about that at another point.
Now he's gonna drag Adam away before he can say anything about Frederick.
Goodbye, Metal Adam.
Goodbye, Squishy E, Emily.
I think you just hear Ben's voice. All right, kid, it's time to play. Get back on the game. Get your head in the game. As she's like getting down. So the group of you, the five of you, walking.
Wait, is Ben not coming?
No, he's still playing marbles. Yeah, he's like completely blown you off to like continue this ferocious game of take all marbles.
Fine.
Not a lot of competitive sporting events, apparently, in Homeworld. The adults very excited to watch this old man beat the children of marbles.
Sounds like we need some turling happening. We need to
really? Somebody freeze this lake real quickly. As the group of you make your way to the kind of shipyard, you see the commotion. It's a very common sight, I think, for you, Lux, for you, Doc, even for that matter, of a ship making landfall, all of the kind of locals being excited, see what kind of goods are coming in, what kind of people might be getting off, disembarking. But I think that as you all come rolling up, you see what look like the crew making their way down off the gangplank leading down to the earth. And there's a series of kind of wagons that have oxen attached to them that are sitting next to the thing. But you know, like almost immediately, Lux, that there's like something weird going on. Like the boom is not offloading any cargo. They start quick. They're all efficient. When the ship makes landfall, they're like very eager to finish their jobs, unload the ship, and be able to like end their months-long shift, as it were. And it's usually very prompt to like begin the offloading. But there seems to be no cargo coming off. And I think that you spot the captain of the Peregrine is like talking to like kind of one of the dockhands down at the base of the gangplank, when you then see these two familiar forms, that of Tam and Faye, Lux's parents. I think that their resemblance to each other is striking. There's like a kind of like similarity to the faces that they are wearing, as they don't appear like changelings. They are very kind of half elven in their outward facing image, both of them with this similar like shade of this like kind of reddish brown hair, cut kind of short. They're both dressed in like nice clothes, though not like overly fine, like sailors' clothes, puffy shirts, leather boots, this kind of garb. But as they see you coming down the gangplank, I think that you see like both of them like raising their head. And I think there's like this mirrored moment where all of you are like, oh my God, these are so obviously Lux's parents, as they start yelling, Lux! Lux! And they start like pushing people out of the way and come like trotting forward for this big like family hug reunion moment.
Yeah, Lux like barrels into them, clearly very happy.
Guys, you guys look exactly the same. Oh, check out my hair. Look, it's all black and short now.
Yeah, we like that. That's really fantastic, darling. I like that a lot. You look great. I've never seen it so black. You're getting such good control.
I know. What's going on? Why isn't there any cargo? Oh, wait. Guys, over here. Guys, get over here.
I think that Tam, the father of the pair, has kind of like walked away from Faye and Lux as they're embracing, and like walked over to you, Doc, and kind of like put an arm around your shoulder. Like, it's good to see you again.
It's been a really long time. It's good to see you too. I miss you.
These are your friends. Hi, I'm Tam. I'm Lux's dad, and Doc's. Can I be your uncle? Is that? I'm not really her uncle, but I'm kind of like an uncle.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm Naya, by the way. Nice to meet you. Shaking your hand. You guys, you helped raise Doc. Basically, you're like they're like almost sisters, right? That's awesome.
Yeah, they were very close when they were growing up. It's very nice to meet you, Naya. And I think we then hear this booming voice. This is the Dragon Slayer, Naya.
Yep, that's my talking sword. It's pretty cool. Iron Reeve.
Well, that's something. Yeah, I've never actually seen something. Congratulations on the dragon slaying. That sounds very exciting. Hello.
Mom, come here, meet everybody. Come on.
There's this big like frantic energy moment of like Lux introducing everybody and lots of like names flying back and forth. I think that Faye, the mother, is like, I very much like your tie. That's lovely.
Well, thank you very much. This is the second most I've blushed this morning. It is a pleasure to meet you. I am Professor Reginald Frybottom. I've been a good friend and adventurer of Lux and come to quite enjoy her company.
We're just Tam and Faye. We don't have last names. Nobody ever thought to come up with those.
Would you like one now?
I mean, do you have one?
It I mean, do any of us have a last name?
I don't.
Well, not us, but I mean, some people do.
Yes, where I come from,
I guess.
a surname is created from both the parents, so I would imagine perhaps Lux's surname could be Tempeh.
Yeah, that's why we have. We made a guild named after you guys.
You what?
Yeah, we have our own ship. Doc and I. Have you seen it? Did you see it coming in? That's the Dragonfly. That's our ship.
I know, honey. I heard. I think Tam like patting you on the back. I've heard. There's word all over the place. Actually, that's what we wanted. We're glad to see you here, but we were robbed by pirates.
What? Wait, I wondered why you weren't unloading anything. Got robbed?
3 days ago.
Where?
Tell us where to find them, and we are going to go track them down right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's the trouble with pirates, and it's a very, big space in space, and so I'm not exactly sure where we would necessarily find them.
Well, where did you get?
Were there any significant qualities you remember about them at all?
Yes, I think Tam says they were an assorted crew. Their ship, rather new. At least had been refitted with new equipment. They had quite an arsenal on the front of them. They hit us hard, but that's even the less concerning of what we saw out there in the past few days. Just last night as we were closing in, when we first got sight of the planet, gosh, and I think that Faye is like, relax, honey. Start from the beginning. And I think he's like, 4 days ago, the pirates showed up. We're usually better at avoiding them. We did not expect trouble this far out off the beaten path, but they took all the cargo, Lux. The cargo.
What?
And Tam, I think it's at this point that Faye, you see like her eyes beginning to well up with tears, and she's like, we should not be here. Come on. Why don't you show us your ship? And so she starts like walking towards the Dragonfly away from the crowd of people as Tam goes on. And he says, so they came and they hit us hard and fast. They did not have landing craft. They pulled right up on us with their own ship. They didn't do any major damage to us, at least, but they overwhelmed the deck crew before we even knew what was happening. I don't know how much Lux has told you about what her mom and I do, but we move people. We get people from places where they do not have very much of a future or lives, where they're being oppressed, and we help move them to better locations. We are smugglers of a sort.
No, it kind of like last moment. I was like, oh, thank God, man. Halfway into that conversation, I thought this was going to go a real other way, but sorry. Anyway, continue.
Well, that's the trouble. And I think that Faye is just like, they took a dozen of them. They were with all the dry goods and the actual cargo. We were bringing a shipment back from Hub, but that's not even all of it. They sold the ship. And we're out of work. This was to be our last flight. We were coming back here with a dozen souls that we hope to bring here and figure out what we were going to do next. But pirates, it's getting worse out there. These past 6 months, there have been more than we've seen in the past. It feels like nobody's doing anything about them anymore. But then last night, and Tam is the one who's like, when we were coming down into land, everything had already been so harrowing, so stressful. But we saw something I've never seen in all my years out there before. It was a skeleton. A Kindori skeleton, the space whales. But it was moving with purpose, with volition of its own accord, as though driven by its own mind. things are changing out there, Lux. It's been dangerous.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to catch you guys up on all of our adventures, but yeah, wow. So
the ship who hit us, it was a mixed crew. They were led by a human man. He never left deck. There were a motley sort, dwarves, orcs, humans, half-elves amongst them. Who's to say, maybe some of our own. The name of the ship, it was called the Brimstone.
Brimstone.
the Brimstone.
Have I heard that name before?
I was gonna say, have we?
Yeah,
have we heard
all of you guys can roll like history checks, sure.
History.
Should I roll a history check?
Yeah, go for it. Go right ahead. Yeah.
History.
11.
Nope. 5.
Rich, I'm gonna flash of genius that to make it a 24.
24. Ooh. Doc, you are pretty confident that you've never heard of the ship before. You've never heard of the ship before, which makes you think like, gosh, it might be newer. Then again, pirate ships, they're like not all registered clearly. There are like a lot of ship names that you would know pretty prominently, but you've not even heard stories of these guys, of a ship named the Brimstone, like during your time at like A.D.A.M station, right? And a lot of black market shit went on there. There were plenty of pirates going in and out of that port.
Yeah, I don't think we know it.
Look, I can't.
We gotta find them.
I can't be sure where they were going from there, but their course was driving directly away from here. I mean, it's hard to know. Varen Prime, Kaer Saren, Eston's Rest, any of them, perhaps.
Yeah, so all those names are definitely familiar.
Where were the cargo? Where were they from? Who were they?
From Hub. We picked them all up on Hub. They were an assorted group. 2 families, a group of stragglers, all independents, individuals who didn't know each other. Some of them were trying to get out from under indentured servitude. Others were refugees from elsewhere who had ended up on Hub, bad jobs.
And were they all like us?
No. Some, one of the families, but a mixed sort. Humans, dwarves, elves. There was a turtle amongst them.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, is it possible that these aren't who they say they are? That there might be a gang of Dopplers, for instance?
We've encountered dead Kindori before, and that was when we first took off, really.
Yeah, that was one of the first things we ever did.
Yeah.
As a team.
Bran the Undying.
Listen.
Yes.
That's what I'm concerned about it. I've never seen... I've watched the Kindori all my life. They're beautiful. They move in pods. They're always together. You never see one alone. And this one was alone, but its flesh was gone and it moved with purpose. I feel like it was... And he like looks up to the sky. I feel like it might have been coming here.
Yeah, Bran used magic to make the Kindori ships. So he's coming here?
I can't be sure, hun, but it sure felt like they were moving in the same direction. After we'd been hit, when I spotted them, I alerted the pilot. I didn't want to take any chances. We slipped out of their line of sight. I'm not sure that they ever saw us. I certainly don't know if it was a ship or a crew, but I've never seen any undead that big before, and I just knew we didn't want to tangle with it.
Okay, well, we're here to tangle with stuff. We're a pretty formidable crew, so why don't you go up to Yavanna's? We're like friends with her, and there's a bunch of people up there that we know, so why don't you take everybody up there and get safe? And we'll, maybe we should regroup with Yavanna and let her know what's going on. Because that's...
think it's right at this moment that you guys hear from behind you. Oh, hey, there you guys are. Hey, hi. Hey, it's me. It's Reya. Hey.
Reya, hey.
Yay.
Oh, pitch perfect impression.
Yeah, no, I
When we
know.
got to say it's me.
Yeah, no.
My
Yeah.
name.
No, it's me. It's Reya. I mean, I know you know, but just in case somebody didn't know, I thought I would say it's me. It's Reya. Ben, he seems to be stealing a bunch of money from children back there. There was a little girl crying.
Oh my gosh.
Emily! And Adam will immediately take off.
And I think as Adam turns and starts running for Emily, I think Reya just goes, oh no. And I think all of you look up into the sky. Shadows kind of passing over you like so many segmented bars as you see what can only be described as the carcass of a 200-foot long whale flying through the blue sky overhead, the sunlight kind of peeking down through the bared rib cage, casting this shadow of this desiccated entity over the port. And shouts of alarm, panic, and fear begin to spring up all around the port. And dare I say that's where we leave our adventurers today?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yes!
God.
Space whales, dead space whales.
Dead space whale.
Oh shit. we about to play a mind player Lichio.
This felt like a jam-packed 2 hours. I hope it was fun, you guys.
Listen,
I certainly had a
chaos.
ridiculous
Brevity
amount
is
of
the
fun.
soul of wit. I love it.
Yeah.
We dealt with unrequited love and requited but unfulfilled love, and burnt eggs and chaos brew, honest doppelgangers and undead whales, and angry Ben. I mean, things are changing. It's season 3, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Season 3 is gonna be the season where everyone's heart is broken.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for Rich to kill my parents.
Oh,
Yeah.
Please don't.
Oh yeah. The most dangerous job in D&D is being a
Please
parent.
don't.
Yeah.
I thought about it, but I was like, that's really effed up. She's got a very well-adjusted family, and I should give her at least one well-adjusted
I
family.
have to say, I don't know if like the interaction between like Lux and her parents was so odd. It was so weird to be like, I'm so happy to see these people, and there's nothing underlying about this at all. We're just happy to see each other.
It's very unusual, especially in D&D, but more so in my life, certainly. This was really fun, you guys. Certainly, like, I had plots and plans for Homeworld. We're like lingering here a little longer than I thought. Go figure, who'd have guessed? But we're right about on track, you know? A lot of like information conveyed, some clear like missions to take care of after the fact, and chaos. I feel like we achieved our quota of whimsy tonight. I certainly tried, but very fun, you guys.
Yeah, Rich said y'all been on Homeward to damn it.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, it was verbatim. You pretty much nailed it, Taylor.
Is Taylor actually drunk? What's happening right now?
Damn it.
Cool. Thank you to everybody who was hanging out in the chat tonight. I appreciate you guys. We are gonna pack it up and roll out soon. Hello, Bug. Nice for stopping in. We usually do a bunch of promos. Melissa, what do you got going on?
Sure. I podcast about Doctor Who with Kevin Mahadeo and Adam H over on the patron feed for post-show recaps. So patreon.com/post-show recaps. Any level gets you access to additional podcasts. We're currently in season 3 of Doctor Who, and it's going to get really good. So now's a really great time to jump in. Don't worry about catching up. And
just watch the next 2 episodes. In fact, don't watch the episodes we told you to watch over the last 2
don't.
weeks. Just watch the one.
We had a couple
week.
plunkers. Just watch this one. It's fine.
Ketchup is disgusting anyway. Just forget ketchup.
There we go.
Just live in the now.
Yeah. Also podcasting about shrinking with Philly fam friend Austin. So the first 2 episodes of that came out, and we just podcast about it with a podcast that'll be released this week. So that's been
thumbs up,
exciting.
Thumbs down generally on the show. Would you recommend it?
Very tentative, like thumb sideways.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I would say like definitely some things that we were like, wow, the show's moving very fast and expects us to just like catch up and be okay, and that is a bit weird. And like every now and then some things that were like not great, but lots of like some funny moments, some heart moments. So I don't know. I'm cautiously optimistic, I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Also, podcast over on One Indescribable Podcast, again with A.D.A.M, as well as our friends Todd and Lindy, about Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist. So I will be on their episode 3 show that comes out, I think, next week. So, yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Also, Legend of Vox Machina, but I'll let you do that.
Yeah, we got you covered. Kevin, how about you? You were talking about some fun stuff just before we started tonight.
Yeah, I mean, so there's the Doctor Who thing, obviously, which is going on, but then check out the Everything is Super feed. There are some big announcements today from James Gunn and Peter Safran about the new DC slate. It is
give me a score of like 1 to 10 of how good it is.
I mean, that really depends on you. I'm probably like a 7. I would say
that's good for you. I feel like
it is.
Considering how
is.
much you were
That's a
down
high
on the
Kevin
Snyderverse
score.
of it all.
Listen, you open up the list, and the first thing that's announced is Creature Commandos, and I'm just like, what's happening? So that's nuts. We got cool stuff. There's a new Batman they're going to be doing, but that includes the Robert Pattinson one as well. There's new Superman. He's doing a Booster Gold. Like, there's just so much
Booster
good stuff.
Gold.
Booster Gold.
That's happening, and I'm real excited about it. So, like, there's a lot of
Wow.
like really interesting things. But you can check out in-depth conversation between Josh and I on the Everything is Super feed today. I believe that should be up. And then we'll be talking about Shazam this week as we continue our DC EU watch. I love that movie. Awkward timing. To be talking about that movie, but that has been the MO of our DC EU watch. Honestly, like, we have picked the time where news just keeps happening about the DC universe, and this is not a great news, but we'll discuss it, I'm sure. So that's that about what's going on in my life.
Cool. How about you, Mike? You're hustling out there.
I had a fun day today. Because today, ironically, at the same time as all that DC stuff was given out, we got the cast of Survivor 44.
Oh, yeah.
Popped up on our screens today. I got bios. I got photos of them. I've got interviews coming out for the next, week and a half in written form at parade.com and podcast form. I did a podcast today with Marianne, winner of Survivor 42, and it was an absolute delight. We talked through the cast. It was really awesome. It's a new Survivor season. It's an absolute wackadoo fun group of people. And so people start checking it out, start to get to know these people. I cannot wait to get to talk to them over the next 3 months. Other than that, we talked about The Last of Us, not to spoil the episode whatsoever, but there has been a lot of acclaim around it. And I am joining in with that throng. I still believe it's maybe the best episode of television I've seen in the past year, at least. And so myself and Grace covered that with a couple of hours of, I think, really fantastic coverage. And Rich, you and I are starting the back half already of The Legend of Vox Machina Season 2. We also, in our last week's podcast, gave our own reactions to the announcement of a Mighty 9 series coming at some point. How much do they want to, divide their attention on possible movie as well? So it's a good time to be a fan. I will also say, actually, to tie the first thing back to the last thing, one of the Survivor 44 contestants, one of his favorite hobbies is playing Dungeons and Dragons. So,
Instant favorite.
Yeah. Mike, you know who to tell him to call.
Absolutely.
I have the short list of Survivor people that I need to try to, utilize the contacts.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's Canadian, Melissa. So if you want to just go knock on his door, I think.
I'll hop right over.
That's totally fine.
So I had to explain to my therapist recently that yes, that show is still on. It's in 44 seasons, and
when you
also a huge part of my social life or people I've met because of this show.
It was for my entire community and all of my family.
No, it's odd because you get one of two things. When Angela went to go get her hair done, the person who was running the salon, they were randomly talking about how I had taken a trip to Fiji, and she's like, "Oh my god, I love Survivor." Blah blah blah. These are all of my opinions. It really is one path or the other when you mention the show to a layman. Either they are "Oh my god, I can't believe that show's on," or "I adore it. These are all the people that I love." You really flip a coin.
It's really interesting. I've finally gotten to the point in my life where I have about a dozen people that gave me that show is still on like 15 years ago that have since become hardcore Survivor fans and like found it on Netflix and were like, I got obsessed. I went back. I watched all the others. Oh my God, who is this man coach? What is happening with Philip Shepard? You know, it's always the same stuff that they're like have the huge reactions to. Boston Rob is playing again. It's always very
what a great season.
Yeah, exactly. It's all sits underneath the surface. So if you want to find out who could be the new Boston Rob and play 5 times, feel free to check all that stuff out as well as what's to come.
Cool. Taylor, how about you? Anything you want to hype up? You want us to be paying attention to?
Goodness. What am I doing these days? Not a whole lot. If you haven't, go watch Willow, everybody. Please and thank you. I need 2 more seasons of that show, and if I don't get them, my life will be over. So please go watch a show.
Wow.
I get really
very hyperbolic. Okay? She's just going hard here. Yeah.
I'm in Lux mode. I don't know what you want from me. So go watch Willow. It's delightful. That was like a really fun podcast to do with you, Rich. I really enjoyed that. I'm sad that it's over, but yeah, Willow's still on Disney Plus, and you should go watch it.
So you should. I agree with Taylor. It's honestly, it's good suggestion. It's good advice. Don't tie your life to Willow that closely, though. That's not good. Troy, how about you? Anything you want to hype about? We had at least an intermediate thumbs up for Harrison Ford on TV also in this last month, right?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of things you should not tie your life to, don't tie your life to Tulsa King or to 1923 because neither of those shows I think is a good model for how you should live your life. But also, I'm not certain whether those shows are... I don't know. We're going to see how long for the world they are. But what I can tell you is that we are going to podcast about them. There's a forthcoming podcast with me and Rich and Papa Wiggler, wherein we will handle about as much of those shows as we can handle. Have a lot of fun talking about it. We did wrap up Tulsa King, the first season ? And so we'll wrap that up, and then we'll talk about 1923 as well. Just pack it all in. Beyond that, there has been some news in the Only Murders in the Building world in the last couple of weeks since last I've been on the pod or on the Dragonfly. And so when next we get together, I think we're going to get to enjoy some things. But I'll leave it at that.
Is this how we should have brought you back onto the show? It's like, hey, we're hanging around, we're having a great time, just to show you who was all here, and then you pop into frame and just reveal yourself.
Yeah, be like, hi.
Yeah, we really should
like that.
Yes, please continue to move at a glacial pace.
Also, Severance Movie Club Media Club is gonna be a thing with Mike Bloom.
Oh yeah, you all are coming back and doing talking media stuff every. I mean, this next one is just gonna be, hey,
it's just gonna be you talking about, hey, I watched Severance. Yeah.
So I guess I'm the media. Am I the media? This is what I speak ones and zeros.
I'm the media. It's me.
Yeah, the reason why I bring it up is if you want to vote on what we talk about next, you should go to some link that is I can remember. And vote.
It's incredible.
I'll find it. It's /MDR, but I can't remember what the first part of it is. It's hold on.
Sublink.com/
postshowrecaps.com/MDR. Okay.
That's what you couldn't remember. You couldn't remember postshowrecaps.com. Oh.
I was like, wait, it doesn't have the word severance in it? That seems weird, but it doesn't.
That is. It's confusing.
CSR thing. Anyway.
Oh,
I am not a professional, Kevin. You should know this better than anybody.
Jesus.
Yeah, we are a consummate professional. We are always doing a lot of fun stuff. I'm really excited about this Severance Media Club. I think that's going to be a bunch of fun. I can't wait to get Mike's thoughts and hear what's going on there. That's going to be exciting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm doing a bunch of stuff with a bunch of you guys. Grace and Ariel and I are rewatching Dark. That has been a blast. If you've not watched Dark, this is legit like must-watch television. As much as I think you should also watch Willow before the premiere of the new show this week, post-show role-playing games episode. I think it's going to drop on Saturday, episode 1 of the Willow ESRPG's
But
project.
don't bury the lead here, because this hasn't been announced since the last time. Like, describe this to your role-playing game loving audience. About
I
this role-playing
suppose
game
I should.
series.
This is going to be
Listen
very
to Mike about how to actually market yourself, Rich.
Yeah, that seems like a good idea. That seems wise. We are launching a new podcast over at Post Show Recaps. It's going to be Post Show Role Playing Games, where we're going to be going basically on kind of monthly adventures, running one shots that are based in the worlds of the shows that we are watching and talking about and covering over there. The first one will be in the world of Willow. What is it, Taylor? Anduin.
No.
See? The mother
And
world.
to win.
That's
And
what
to
I
win.
said.
And to win.
In
And to
the mother
win.
world. Nonetheless, I have run a one-shot Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure for Taylor and Grace Leader and Marissa Garza. The three of them played characters set in the Willow world, and it will be broken down into a couple short, digestible podcasts, fun sounds, fun music, a real kind of foray back to adventure in that world. We're going to be test driving a bunch of different role-playing games outside of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm already looking down the line here for The Last of Us next, but this Saturday, episode 1 will formally drop part 1 of the Willow one shot. It's very, very fun. They were very fun characters, very nonsensical adventure. And it's a real fusion of all these things we love over there. Podcasting and television and fiction and media and role-playing games. So right in my wheelhouse. It's going to be a blast. We recorded the Legend of Vox Machina Season 2 campaign club with Melissa and Austin this weekend. We're talking full spoilers, deep spoilers, full Vox Machina information out there in the open, speculating on where we're going to go, how we're going to pace the rest of the season, what we're excited for, and what we didn't love, which was very, very little, because we were pretty high on that show. And there's a bunch of other stuff I'm doing over there, but go follow me on Twitter at DM Philly. You will get the heads up. All the VODs for this stuff are on YouTube, the same name, at DM Philly. And I got room in my schedule if anybody's looking to hire me. I do run private games for private groups, and you can get my DMs and hit me up if you're looking for that. Thank you guys so much for this very whimsical, very nonsensical, very drunken night of Dragonfly. It was really a good time.
Yeah.
It was really something.
Yeah, it was something else. This will be a fun one to go back and rewatch. I think with that, let's get the hell off the internet. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.